Welcome back to Elite Dangerous, and I have been doing quite a bit of hauling, trying to make a little bit of money, and as you see I've got 19,089 credits, and I'm in Dahan, and I'm trying to buy my first different ship than the starter ship. And since I've been hauling and not fighting, I'm not looking at a fighting ship. I'm looking at something that has a bigger cargo hold. So this is my ship right now. This is a Sidewinder, and the Sidewinder's cargo hold is only 4 units. So I've been all over the local galaxy here, delivering products back and forth, usually only making anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 credits a trip, because I really don't have a very big cargo hold. So I think I've got enough money to buy my first hauler ship, I think. I'm not quite sure if this is the hauler ship that I need, but I want to go take a look at it. So that's what we're doing now, and I have to say I've gotten a lot better at getting around in this game. So we'll take a little bit of a trip to the next station and see what they have in ships. Now this, where I'm at right now, happens to be the fitting room, where you can add things to your ship. And if you notice, as I move around, this is the front of the ship, this is the other side, this is the rear of the ship, and you can mount different things on your ship. Now I don't want to do that. This is a starter ship. I don't want to put a lot of credits into a starter ship. Plus, for me, the people that subscribe to my channel know that I like simulation games and those kinds of things. I'm not very good at shooters. I mean, I play Farming Simulator and Euro Trucking and those kinds of things. I'm not into the PvP that much. So so far in this game, I've been interested in the hauling and making money, and not in the fighting part. Now, the fighting part I'm going to get into, because that's part of the game. That's what you do, and you can make good money doing that too. But for right now, I don't want to get killed every time I go out, because I'm not very good at dogfighting. In Eve, I used to be able to take a ship mounted with missiles and from a distance just clobber another ship. In this one, you have to dogfight pretty much, at least to start. Now there may be that you get different ships that, you know, I haven't gotten that far into it to find out. But the dogfighting is not easy for me. For one thing, I have a hard time figuring out where I am in space. And if you're on flat ground, you can go left, you can go right, you can back up in a car, you know, that kind of thing. Or even if you're in a first-person shooter, you know, you can turn around. You know, it's pretty two-dimensional, three-dimensional. In a spaceship, you can go left, right, up, down. You can tilt to the left, tilt to the right. You can flip yourself upside down. You can go all different ways. And for me, it's so hard to, when I get an enemy behind me, to try to get turned around to where I can shoot at him. So I'm not very good at dogfighting. I'll get better. I just need practice. But in the meantime, I'm trying to make a little bit of money to improve my my ship, and so that's why I'm hauling and not dogfighting and bounty hunting and that kind of thing. For one, I'm not good at it. For another, you know, I'm just better at this. So I probably rambled on too much. Let's go out of this screen. So that was the repair, or no, that was the outfitting. You can repair your ship if you have damage. Let's see if I have any. My hull is a little bit damaged, so I should probably repair that. And that's pretty much wear and tear. It's only 35 credits. I'll do that. So Did it not do it? There we go. Okay. Ship hulls at full health. Okay, so that's that part. There is a shipyard, although at this station there are no ships for sale. And then you've got your outfitter that we went to, your contacts if you want to contact the Pilots Federation, find out if you have any criminal records. You can do the local security office, find out if there's any bounties. There's no outstanding fines on me and no local bounty vouchers. So I'm doing okay. And then we have the bulletin board where you can get missions if you want. These come and go. Bulletin board is exactly what it sounds like. NPCs or consortiums or companies, they'll sometimes put jobs out there for you. And in this case, somebody needs bauxite, and they're looking for somebody to deliver some bauxite. And so you can make a little bit of money. It's not much, 320 credits. The only thing is you kind of have to watch out for these things because, like there was one earlier that was going to pay you like 11,000 credits for 1 unit of gold. Well, the problem is you have to buy that unit of gold. So the $11,000 you get may or may not be a good deal. Depends on the price of the gold. So you may be risking your life for 30 credits. So you kind of have to watch that a little bit. And you know, and I'm not 100% sure on that, but if you look at these missions, you have a reward, you have whatever the cargo is, you have the quantity, and you have time left to complete that. You know that this contact is out there, because they come and go, and sometimes they're just a simple a courier mission. So combat contracts for Dihan and Iranan, if you want to contract out to do that kind of thing, they'll hire you out as a hired gun, basically, and you go out and do things. There was one earlier that they said the population of the area was getting to be too big, and they wanted you to go out and take out civilians. So anyway, so you can do, there's a lot of stuff. You don't have to do what I'm doing as far as running cargo back and forth. I'm only doing it right now for one, to learn how to get around in the game, learn how to make a little bit of money and that kind of thing, and that's what I'm doing right at this time. Okay, so let's back out of this. Fuel and munitions if you need to have fuel, which I've already fueled up, and munitions if you use any. I haven't used any. And then so we're going to go back here. Going to go to Starpoint Services, and this is going to bring up the one I had before, but I didn't go to commodities. So let's go to commodities, and these are all the things that you can buy at this station that you can purchase and try to make money on hauling it around. Now this is something that's interesting. I'm going to window out, and this game plays in a window, so it's easy to window out. And this here is a program that a person named Slopey made this program that it runs in the background. It runs in you can get a couple of versions of it. You can actually get an Android version and that kind of stuff for your phone. Or in this case, this one runs in Windows. So I loaded an executable program in Windows, and it pops up, and what it does is it keeps track of this marketplace. So and sometimes it's a little bit behind, but usually it's pretty good. And so they suggest that sometimes if you get in here, you just open it up and close it a couple times, and it'll catch up. But, whoops, didn't mean to do that. But anyway, I'm going to window back out. And so what it does is it in real time, it keeps track of that market. And what you can do is, like right now, I'm setting in Dahan. So I can go up here and say from Dahan, and I'm going to go back to, if I have a full load, your distance is based on the amount of weight that your ship has. If it's empty, you can travel further. With a full load of my whole 4 units, I can't get all the way back to where was it that I started? I pretty much started the game at Asban City. I can't. If I'm empty, I can go directly from Dahan to Asban City. If I have cargo, I cannot. Not in this rig. I can't make it that far. And so to start off with, you're very limited in the systems that you can fly to or you can warp to because of that. It depends on the ship, depends on what cargo you have, and that kind of thing. So what I have to do to get back to Asban City is I have to go to from Beagle or from Dahan to whoops, doggone it. This place, Acellus Primus, Beagle 2 landing. Okay, so I'm going to go from Dahan to Acellus, and then from Acellus to Asban City. So that being said, you put in where you're going from, where you're going to, how much credits that you have available, what your cargo capacity is, and your jump range. Now you don't necessarily have to do the jump range, but I've just left this the whole time. And there's other things you can do. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. You can export. You can chat in your browser. You can do a lot of stuff with this program. But this is probably the best thing. So then when you search, and it goes to that market in Dahan, and it tells you exactly what you can buy, what's available to buy, and how much they have on stock. What's it gonna cost? How many units can you buy? Well, of course, I only have 4 units of cargo, so that's the most I can get, given enough credits. Now, if I didn't have enough credits, I may only be able to fill one cargo unit. But I've got plenty of credits now. You start off with about 1,000, and I've done pretty good. I've got 17,000 now. But then if you go clear over here, it tells you your trip profit. So if I'm going there, I can pick up this tantalum metal or cobalt or indium. Of course, I'm going to take the one that sells the best, and that would be the top one. So it says I can make up to 2320 credits for hauling 4 units of that to Beagle 2. Now, it also tells you, though, that if you're running back and forth between, it tells you the best thing for you to do is to take this metal to Beagle for 2320 credits, and on your return trip pick up advanced catalyzers and get 1388. So it's telling you for a round trip, what you're going to get. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then like I said, you just window back into the game. And I've already forgot what it was that I was supposed to pick up. Metal. Tantalum. Okay, so tantalum. Okay, so I'm going to go to the metal section and pick up the tantalum. And when I click on tantalum, it brings this screen up over here, and it tells you what the sell to market is and the buy from market, and it tells you the supply they have, and sometimes they don't have any. And so then I'm going to buy 4 units. So I bought 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4 units, and I'm going to submit my bid for those
cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Okay, so my cargo hold is full. I'm going to exit out of this, and I'm ready to go, basically, because I've fueled up. And so here we go. So I'm getting ready to leave the station. So I'm going to launch. And I've been working on my speech program. So I've got a lot more commands now.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Prepare ship for launch.
Retracting landing gear and lights are now off.
Launching. Launching.
Safe journey, Commander.
And here we go. Now remember, if you look on the way out here, there's red lights and green lights depending on whether you're right side up or upside down, or if there is even a right side up or upside down. So the green is where you go out, and not everybody adheres to that, so you need to be careful. If there's ships coming in, you may collide. All right, and now once you're out, I'm going to kick it all the way, power all the way up, and if you look over to the right under the fuel section, it says we're mass locked. That means that we're locked by gravity until we get out a certain distance away from the station. As soon as that happens, then we can take off to our destination. In the meantime, I'm going to go over here, go to navigation. I'm going to go to, we are going to Primus, and we're going to lock that in. Setting course.
Course laid in and locked, sir.
Power to default.
Ship power now at default settings, sir.
Okay, what I'm doing now is I set these over here, this see the gold bars, system, engine, weapons, and reset. Okay, I reset it back to default, which gives it a balanced amount there. And now what I'm going to do is I need the engines because I'm going to be warping out, so I'm going to change the engines. Power to engines.
Power to engines increased.
Power to engines.
Power to engines increased.
Okay, we've got our course set. We're now not mass locked anymore. We've adjusted the full power to the engines, and now we need to find our destination, which is right there. That's where we're going. And then we go into hyperdrive. Now, had I not adjusted the power to the engines, if I'd have left it balanced like that, when I go into hyperdrive, it has to charge up, and it takes a longer time to charge if you don't have full power to the engines. If you have full power to the engines, it charges much more quickly. So that's why I changed that. So engage hyperdrive. Engage hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive charging, Commander.
Ready to engage.
Engage.
Engaging hyperdrive.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And now we're in hyperdrive. Now, as we're in hyperdrive, we're traveling very quickly. As soon as we drop out of hyperdrive, which we'll automatically do, you need to cut your throttle back. Right there. If you don't cut your throttle back, you're going to fly right into the sun. And that is Primus. This is the system. So what we want to do now is we want to find our docking station in Primus, and that's going to be the Beagle 2 landing, and we're going to lock that in. Okay, and then we're going to find that destination, which is right there. And if you now notice at the left hand side over here, you'll see this little screen came up. Now that means that we're not in hyperdrive, we're in superdrive. So and of course the bars I've talked about before, we have the distance and the speed, and so that's the distance to our destination and the speed that we're going to be going. And here's the other thing that I learned now with that is if I get started here, I'm going to go, okay, now see the round scanner in the center of my screen. You see when I do my throttle, it goes up and down on the right hand side. Now see the blue area, if I keep this throttle in the blue area, oh, I got too close to the sun.
Temperature critical.
I wasn't watching, sorry. Now usually I watch that. It tells you when you're in proximity to the to a planet or the sun. I wasn't paying attention. So we need to do this again. So engage hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive charging, Commander.
Ready to engage.
Okay, now if you see what happened, I'm gonna show you the blue thing again, the throttle. Now that puts it in like a cruise control. If you kick it all the way up, you're gonna keep going faster and faster and faster, and you're gonna overshoot your destination. If you bring it down and keep it within that blue area, it'll kind of automatically change your speed up and down, so that doesn't happen. Now it's not perfect. Now look at the top of my screen up there where it says proximity. That means I'm still, well, now I'm out. I was still in close proximity to the sun, and that's what happened the last time. I got too close and it kicked me out because I was burning up. Okay, now let's see, what else? Had something else on my mind, don't remember what it was. I guess it'll come to me. The more important thing was that cruise control thing that I didn't know about before. I kept kicking it all the way up, and I kept overshooting, and so what you want to do now is you just want to kind of travel. This is like I said, you're in super drive, and it's not quite hyperdrive, but it's a little faster than just regular drive. And when you get close enough, the two bars are going to come together on the distance and the speed. And when they get in that blue area, that means that it's safe to drop out of super drive. And so you kind of got to be ready, because you can still overshoot your target. So what I do is I watch until this thing changes to where it's below 1,000 kilometers, and at that time I keep a quick watch, and I'll drop out when it gets between 500 and 300. Okay, now look, see, it's automatically reducing my speed as the distance comes down. And you have to be careful, because these stations are close to a planet or something, and sometimes you'll get into close proximity and you'll get into trouble. Like I've gotten into that asteroid field that surrounds this planet before, and it's kind of no fun. Okay, we're getting close to 1,000. Exit hyperdrive.
Exiting hyperdrive now, sir.
So I came out at about 342. So anywhere between 1,000 and 342, or 300 or so. And I'd notice I did not overshoot. I'm pretty close to my destination. Now, the other thing that I found, if you remember, I kept not being able to figure out where to find the entrance to these stations. See the rotation. If you pretend that this thing is a top, like a dreidel, and you want to watch it going counterclockwise. Now, counterclockwise, if you notice that from this angle, the thing's rotating to the left, that's clockwise. So I want it to rotate to the right. That's counterclockwise. And what you want to do is find the top. The top will be flat. So you're looking for a flat surface that's going counterclockwise, and that's what I'm seeing right now. The top of this thing is flat, and it's turning exactly counterclockwise. It's not rotating any other way. It's just turning. So that means that top is where I need to go in. So and then the other way to tell is you're going to see when you get close enough, you're going to see the billboards and things like that are coming out of the station. And you'll know that that's the entrance. Okay, let's see if we can see that. Now see, if you look at it this angle, it's flat on the top and it's rotating to the right. That's the entrance. Some of these things have really big billboards and some of them don't. The other thing you can look for is other ships. Now see, there's the billboards. Okay, and you can watch, you can see other ships kind of going in and out. Okay, so there's our entrance. And so I'm going to prepare to go in. There's a couple things you need to do. Now see, there's another ship kind of going in. Another thing that I've learned that other people do that I kind of like to do is to change from engines to systems. Power default.
Ship power now at default settings, sir.
Power to systems.
Adjusting power to systems, Commander.
Power to systems.
Adjusting power to systems, Commander.
Now, what I've seen other people do is they change from their engines to their systems, because the systems are also the power to the shields. And so if you go in and you hit another spacecraft, which could happen pretty easily, or if you misgauge and you hit part of the entrance going in, you've got full shields on. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to also tell it to prepare for docking. Prepare ship for docking.
Lights and landing gear activated. The ship is ready to dock, sir. Good luck.
Okay, so she set my landing gear down and turned my my landing lights on, so I have lights when I get in there. And now we need to request permission to get in, otherwise they will shoot you down. So we're going to go to contacts, Beagle 2 landing, that's this station. We're going to ask for docking permission.
Request granted.
Okay, we're ready to go in. Now you see just above my scanner in the center of the screen in blue it says proceed to landing pad 36, and I have 9 minutes and 48 seconds to get there. If I don't, they're going to shoot me. So you're timed. Or at least they'll find me. They may not shoot me, I'm not sure, because I did ask for permission to come in, but they sure as heck are going to find me. And they find you for several things. They'll find you if you loiter in this entrance, so don't stop in the entrance, because if you do, they'll find you for loitering. And then as soon as you get in, you need to watch for your pad. Now mine is 36, because sometimes they're right in the entrance. Now mine's right there, so I'm going to go down to it. And I'm getting pretty good at this. You just come down. Once you get close enough in your scanner, it shows you a representation of your ship and the pad in relationship to each other. And so I'm going to just move that round thing close to that center like a target. Once it turns blue, then I can use my thrusters to go to the side, my right thrusters and my down thruster to land. There we are.
Engines disengaged.
Ship is docked.
Congratulations, Commander, on another safe landing.
Okay, and we're going to enter the hangar. And we're at Beagle 2. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to go to the starport services, and I want to sell my products that I brought. So I go to the commodities market, and I look. In this area is my cargo, so I'm looking for my cargo, and there it is right there. I have 4 units, and you click on that, and I'm going to click over here and sell those units. There's 1 unit, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm going to submit my sale. Okay, now I've got 20,002 credits, and the first thing I want to do is exit. I want to fuel up so that I know my tanks are full. And then I want to look at the shipyard, but before I do, okay, so I don't have enough money to buy the hauler. I need a little bit more. I should have bought it the last time I was here because the price was only 17,000 credits. So it's went up. So I don't have quite enough money. But what I was going to tell you was, be careful, because if let's say this was 19,000, I only have 20,000 credits. If I spend all of my credits on my ship, I won't have enough money to buy commodities for trade. So what I would suggest doing is work until you've got enough money, but make sure before you buy your ship, you buy you have enough money to buy your commodities, at least some commodities, because otherwise you're going to have a ship and you won't have any money to haul anything. So we don't have enough money. I thought I was going to, like I said, when I came through on my way to Dahan, that ship was only 17,000. Now it's 23. So anyway, let's go back to the starport and find some more jobs. All right, let's see, where do we want to go? I'm going to window out to my handy dandy little whatcha-dinger here, and we are, where are we? Were we in, we're in Beagle 2. Okay. So I can either take a trip back to Dahan, and so here's something that's kind of cool. Now I came from Dahan to Beagle 2 landing, Acellus Primus. Now if I want to just jump back and forth between 2 stations because I've got some pretty good commodity to sell, all I have to do is hit this swap button, and it swaps it. Now it's going to tell me from here where I'm at back to Dahan, and I can see if I do that I can make 2,300 by taking advanced catalyzers. So I'm going to do that. So let's go back into the game, and equipment. Where's the equipment? Technology. It's technology. Okay. Advanced catalyzers right there. Okay, so I'm going to buy all I can buy, which is 4. Well, that's all I can haul. Submit that.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Exit, and I'm ready to go again. So I'm going to go down to launch and launch my ship. Now what I do is when it releases me from the landing pad, it'll tell me right here.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Okay, I have 5 minutes to get out of here. Well, only 4:53 now. So it's released me. I use my up thrusters to get up a little bit, and then I take off. Prepare ship to launch.
Retracting landing gear and lights are now off.
Launching.
Safe journey, Commander.
And we're off. Now I'm watching those green lights again, and there's a ship, another ship going out, so you kind of got to watch the other traffic. Wow, that guy. Oh wow, he came out sideways. I think he actually hit the landing pad. And he's hitting that other ship too. Let's get the heck out of here before he decides to hit me. Somebody was trespassing, they said. Alright, so we're ready to go back to Dahan. So let me set that up. Navigate to Dahan. That in. Power to default.
Ship power now at default settings, sir.
Power to engines.
Power to engines increased.
Power to engines.
Power to engines increased.
Engage hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive charging, Commander.
Ready to engage.
Engage.
Engaging hyperdrive.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Now the voice recognition program that I have is one thing, and once I set that up through Windows, Windows has, now I'm using Windows 7, so there's only one choice of voices, and it is a computer voice. So if you have Windows 8, I think there's like 3 choices that you have of Windows voices. So I went to a page called Ivana, and they do voice recognition readers and stuff. So let me get this selected here. Okay, did I not select that? Stop. On gateway log. Okay, there we go. And it's over here. Anyway, Ivana is a web page and company that sells. They sell readers and voice programs for voice recognition programs, and so you can actually buy a person's voice. Now you get I think a 21-day trial, and that's what I did until I can decide which voice I want to purchase. It's kind of expensive, I think. I haven't looked at prices yet, but it appeared that you have to choose a voice, and I think you may have to pay for each voice individually. I'm not sure. So with the trial, you get a choice of English. Of course, you have to choose English. You can choose English being spoken by an Australian, English being spoken, by an Englishman or English woman. Now, see that proximity up there? That's the problem I had before. I was too low, and I got too close to the sun. So I'm trying to stay above that until I get closer to my destination. But anyway, so with the trial version, you get a choice. I had a choice between a male and a female American voice, or a male and female English, and I don't mean English, I mean Great Britain English, England voice. And of course I chose that one because I like it. So and I had a choice between you then have a choice between 2 different female voices, and I chose one called Amy, and there's one called Sally. Well, actually one's American and one's English. I chose the Amy, but because I want to try it out. Now there was one that I kind of tried out, before I actually installed the program. And because you can actually go to their page and you can select the voice and you can type in anything you want and they will say it, so you can hear how they speak. And there was a Welsh one that was really cool. I was looking for a Scottish one. I couldn't find one. They didn't have a Scottish one, but they did have a Welsh one, and she sounded really neat. So I'm kind of torn between the English one I have and the Welsh one that they had on the page. But I haven't actually purchased anything yet, so wasn't that rambly? Now, it may seem kind of goofy, but it puts a little immersion to the game with these, voice recognition. And there's a practical side too, though. And the practical side is that if you're using, now I'm using a Thrustmaster, and it's got tons of buttons on it that you can kind of set up. But even so, you have to remember which button does what. And then I have a whole bunch of keyboard keys that I have to hit. Well, with the voice recognition, I don't have to. I don't have to know any of those. I don't have to know that to engage hyperdrive is the letter J. All I have to do is just say engage hyperdrive, and the voice recognition program does it for me. Exit hyperdrive.
Exiting hyperdrive now, sir.
Now I get to choose what they say, if they say anything at all. You don't have to use the voice. You can just use the speech program. You don't have to use the voice. You can use the recognition program. Okay, let's see. Now it's going the wrong way, so I want to flip over where it's going counterclockwise, and then I need to find the top. So is that the top over there? I think so. But anyway, you don't have to use the other voice, so it's not quite the top, is it? You can just use the speech, so I can just say engage hyperdrive, and it'll just do it. But it's kind of fun to have the computer talk back to you. So that's what I've done, and you can tell them exactly what to say. I could say engage hyperdrive, and they would say okay. Or I can say engage hyperdrive, and they can say, okay, it's Tuesday, so I will engage it on Wednesday, and if that's not soon enough, then you'll have to pay me a little bit more money, and then I'll engage it whenever you want. So you can type in anything you want for them to say, and that makes it kind of fun. All right, so see how I'm getting much better at finding the entrance, and there it is. And I was going to say also, if anybody's interested in it, now this game's in beta, and it's not free to play. You have to pay to play it. What I mean by that is you have to buy the program, even though it's in beta. They don't select people to play the beta. You had to buy the program to play it. Now, the good news about that is that once you've done that, you have the game. When it comes out, I don't have to repurchase it. Whoa, I'm gonna get shot if I don't ask permission to go in.
Request granted.
Prepare ship for docking.
Lights and landing gear activated. The ship is ready to dock, sir. Good luck.
So anyway, I was going to say, if anybody is playing this game and they want any more information on what I've been doing, where I've found my information to play the game and the voice communication stuff, that kind of thing, just just give me a yell, and I'll try to help as best I can. And I will have to say that it is nice to have somebody kind of help you out. There's not a lot of information out there. There's very little. And so it is kind of nice. On the other hand, there's really no way to learn but to play. I've learned so much in just a few days. And we're down.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Ship has docked. Ship is docked.
Congratulations, Commander, on another safe landing.
And with that, I'm going to call it an episode, if this can be called an episode. It's still in beta, and I'm just kind of playing it and showing you what it's like. I don't know if I'm going to do a full kind of a let's play on it or not, but I wanted to share what I'm doing with you. If you like it, keep watching. If you don't, watch something else, because I'm having a ball. And like I say, if you have any questions, just give me a holler. I'll be glad to help if I can. And I'm by no means am I an expert on it, that's for sure, but I'm sure I'm learning pretty quick. So, and I wish you a good night and happy camping. So long for now. See you next time.